Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Joyful Artistry, and I'm here today with part 3 of my journal. We'll see how far we get. I don't have a ton of time today, but I definitely wanted to get on and just start a couple of things with you. So the first thing I wanted to do was glue the backing of a sticker there. I wanted to glue our girl down on our cover, and then I was going to glue this edge right along her side. I love that. I love the way that that looks. I went ahead, I had issues with my sewing machine, so I went ahead and did the sewing off camera for everything. So I'm ready to put my inside pocket down. Let me make sure you can see okay. Yep. It's down a little low. There you go. I want to put my inside pocket in. I want to put my side pocket, and I want to put my cover on. So I think what I'd like to do right now is let's get the inside pockets all set. First of all, lots of little strings there. Yeah, so, my glue is being a little bit naughty. And I was trying to use this one up before I opened a new one, but sometimes you just, I may need to just open a new one because this may take just too long. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna put some here and then I will glue that one edge down. I wanna work on the signatures today once I get this side pocket glued in. I'm gonna stick a little glue here. I have some, oh my goodness, cheesecloth. And then this is part of a tablecloth that a friend gave me. She sells, people donate things, and she has a little booth that she sells the donations in, and all of the proceeds go to our local SPCA. She does it for the puppies and the cats and the little animals, which is great. So she got a tablecloth donation with a great big huge stain in the middle of it. So she gave it to me and I just cut it up. And I used it on the spine, if you'll remember, it was either our first video or our second video when I put the lace on the spine. So I'm just putting Fabri-Tac on this little tag here, and I'm going to put it up here. I really love sewing around paper. And remember, our vellum sticker is there. So usually when I glue, I hold the side I do not want to glue, but I do know that the lace is going to go towards the outside. That's why I held it before, but it's a good rule of thumb to hold the edge that you do not want to glue. Just a little, just helps you, because I cannot tell you how many times I've glued the wrong side. It's frustrating. So any little tips and tricks I can come up with, it makes me happy. I also did a little inking around the edges while I was off camera. So here's our inside. I love it. And then we're going to work on our girl on the cover. So we're going to get her all glued down. Let me get the rest of my thread off of here. I just love her. I just love her. So, my hope, I don't know if I'm sure I mentioned this before. It's been a crazy couple weeks at our house. One of our kids was in the hospital, and before that I was babysitting my 3 grandkids so my daughter and her husband could go away. So just a couple of long weeks. So can be a little frazzled sometimes. But I didn't know if I mentioned that she's going to be an art journal. This is going to be an art journal. I want somebody to be able to pick it up and take it with them and You know, it could be a museum journal. You know, you go to the museum and just make sure. I just want to make sure that she is the way I want her on here. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. I really thought I was going to love the Madonna more than her, but I think she is perfect. Just perfect for this. So I want to make sure I got enough glue so that she is stuck down. I'm going to just add more glue here. I love Fabri-Tac. I feel like it is consistent. It doesn't bubble. This is, I know some people use different glues for different purposes. And I'm sure in the future, as I'm doing other things, I'll be doing the same thing, using different glues. But right now with my paper and my fabric, I really like the zip dry a lot. And this is part of that stained tablecloth. So I pulled a couple little things that I thought I might like. I thought I would like this up here. This is a piece of a crocheted doily that I just cut apart. Some more of that cheesecloth. And then just a vintage button. This is plastic. It's not glass. It's not shell. It's a plastic button, but it's vintage. I love the discolored thread that's on it. And then you can even see there's a little bit. Am I going in the right direction? Yeah. There's even a little bit of whatever piece of clothing it came off of. So, there we go. So I have that there. And then I was thinking, this is just that piece of that pillowcase that we've been using. Some more of the cheesecloth here. And then we were talking the other day about using the scraps from our book pages as labels. So I was thinking I could do that until I figure out kind of what I want to call this journal. But I'm not 100% loving that just yet. So I'm thinking I'm going to hold off on this for a minute or two, because I'm not so sure that it's not too big. But I don't know. I'm just, I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to put that in my bucket over here. So the next thing we're going to do is our signatures. This spine is only about an inch and a quarter, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to put 2 small signatures in because I want to add some other little things, some little booklets and things like that to it. So what I've pulled out is some coffee stained paper that I have. Let me make sure I'm in the frame. So I wiggle out of it. Construction paper. This paper is a paper that's used with images of artwork that's placed between them. It's this soft paper that I just love. And I liked this because it was a grid, and I thought, wow, this would be great to, if you wanted to draw something, you have your grid on here when you go to transfer it to something larger. And if you're an artist, you understand what that means, I think. That was something I learned because one of my kids is in art school. I added this vintage coffee stained doily that I love. So that's that one. And then, so lots of papers in here. I may not keep them all because I have a few other papers that I pulled out that we could use. It's going to make it heavy. It's going to, this creates a pocket here, but I love the grid on here. And another doily, and this folds out. So some of these papers I'm going to keep, some I'm not. I had in my stash this gorgeous handmade paper. It's gold. There's like this gold that runs through it. I definitely want to put 1 or 2 pieces in. I found this is just packing paper, just a different type of paper, and this is similar to what I already have. And then I just thought this would be fun to add in. This is from a big calligraphy book that I had found somewhere. I don't even know where this came from. This may have been something that was given to me, but it has fabulous, fabulous things throughout this. So anyway, so I grabbed one of those because I wanted to put that in. This is some more handmade paper. It's thin, almost like a vellum or a tracing paper, so I thought I could put some of that in. This is lined paper from a, you know what? I ironed this, and there must have been something on the iron. That's kind of cool. Oh, you know what it is? It's from the printer. So this is just a printed image that I may fold this one and put this one in. I'm not sure yet. So right now I'd like to go through these papers and see what we have, see what we'd like to put in there. I grabbed some packing paper. I love that. And then I grabbed a little bit of, this is Tim Holtz vellum. And wow, look at those together. Oh yeah, I'm definitely using these. Okay, yep, I love those. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set her aside. Oh, I'm so happy with her, I love her. Set her aside, I'm gonna start 2 piles. And I want to do, like I said, I'd like to do 10 in each, and we'll start there. There's that other, because I think I'm gonna put both of pieces of these in. And then I've got a couple of these. I'm gonna add this one to this. And it's okay that they're short. This one has like a little, this will flip out. And that's okay. You want different, I like different sizes. I like different dimensions. I love the sound of it, the feel of it. I've got a couple of these, but I'm gonna do one here, and I'm gonna do one there. I'm going to pull apart. I want to have some of the thicker paper, which will be nice and give some strength to the signatures. I want this paper in here, and the other signature. One of these in it as well. Let's see, what are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to put 4 more. I'm thinking I'm just going to do one of each of those. I'll grab a couple more of these pieces to go in here, and we'll do a couple of those little construction. Oh yeah, I want this to go in. If I get 2 of these. Yeah, okay. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. I may just end up doing very thin, just like that, going up, and then you'll be able to see one side of a piece of paper like this. And you could have something here, and you could write about what's on there. So we're definitely going to do that. I think I lost track. I think one pile has more than the other. It's fine, not a problem. So I'm just folding this one in half. Toss that off to the side. Oh, I have some of this paper. I have something else that was a little bit larger here. Oh, I think it was, oh, isn't that lovely? So this is coffee stained, a larger piece of cardstock. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted because I'm trying to think what's next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 10 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh, 9, 10. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to put these together. Oh, look, there's a little doily. I'm throwing the doily in. I'm going to throw that doily in. So we have that with see all kinds of fun, different kinds of papers. Okay. I don't know that I want that to be my center, but I can move it around. Right now, I just want to see how thick it'll be if I can add a few more. But I wanted to start with 10. Yeah, I think we're only, this is going to be about all I'm going to be able to do, which is fine because we're going to do some embellishing. We're going to add some removable, notebooks in here. Sorry, goodness gracious. Actually, I'm feeling like I want this to be my center. Looking back to that. You know, you just have to play around with what you have to see what you like. And I am going to have to make some of these a little thinner, a little deeper. I mean, a little thinner, a little shorter. I think I'm going to trade that one out for another one of these for this one. Okay. Ooh, okay. Whoops. All right. Okay, so we have 2 signatures. So as I feel this, I know that, let me see if I can push this here and you can see. I know that I have space here, but I want to add lace to my edges. I want to add pockets. I want to add removable notepads. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure to see how tall this is, and then we're going to cut all my pages down to the same height. Okay, so what I have here is I have 11 1/4. I'm going to cut everything to 11 inches. So we'll do that next. And we will save all of these pieces because we will make something out of them. Either use them for embellishing, or sometimes I'll make little tiny notebooks. I like doing that. Like, isn't that great? So if we put a few like over the top at different sizes, it'll look great. So, and I do like to pull my cutter down from the top because it sort of pushes my papers against this ridge here. And because if I push away, my papers sometimes turn and I have a crooked edge, and I don't like that. Not that it's always bad to have a crooked edge, because sometimes when I tear, I end up with a crooked edge and I leave it. I'm okay with it. Okay. All right. So I don't want to cut that end off. I love that. Oh, I'm good. I don't have to cut anything off that. And I don't have to cut anything off that or that. Okay. So then we have the depth is about 6.5. So I'm going to go with 6.25. Just to start with, because sometimes I end up, I'd rather be a little bit generous and have to cut twice. It's fine. That's fine. That one's fine. This one is. I know all these are. Yep, those are. Okay, so this first signature is good. So let me put this one together. That's together the way, sort of the way I had it. Not always going to be the same. But I will try. It's always fun playing around with different types of papers in your journals. Now I did not cut that one. Okay. I'll get that one cut and put that one in. And let me see if this is hanging out. Yeah, see, I don't know if you can tell, but some of the other papers, it does need to be at 6. So let me cut this one at 11. So I can put that one in. And then I got to go back and cut a couple of these shorter that I have here. This one in. You know, I tried to get that handmade paper. I tore it to make it a little bit smaller, and I tried to do it so that I wouldn't have to trim. So I feel kind of sad. I feel like, you know, when an artist does something like this, you want to try and preserve as much as I can. Of their work, but we'll try and use these as little embellishments. And you are going to be a pain. This is not what I want to cut. Nope. So we're going to tear this one. Not a big deal. Do that. Using my ruler right here. And I'm just going to tear a bit off. That's all I do. Just tear a little bit the edge. I'll get this back into that signature. Into the center here, and great. All right, so this will be the first signature. I love this. I love it against that. So let's get the other one all ready. Ooh. Oh, goodness gracious. Every time I say goodness gracious, I always think of this children's book I used to read to my kids called The Piggy and the Puddle. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. I'm gonna have to tear. It was a story that I want to say came out in the 80s. And I used to read it to my children. So They loved it. Turn this one down to 6. And 11 is good. 11. Okay, look at that. Okay, those are done. Let me just set this aside. And I'm going to try and tear 1/4 of an inch off of this. I just eyeball it. All right, so this will be the cover of my second signature. One of the things that I did was, in the first signature, this rough edge is on the bottom, and this I put at the top for this one. I like that look. I'm actually going to trade out that doily and grab the doily. If I hit that, I'm so sorry. I'm going to grab this doily. I like the look of this one better. Okay, that one in. This one. This. Am I not 6? I'm 6. I just did this one a little short. I am thinking that, not sure I want this as my center, although that might be kind of fun. I think we'll keep that as the center right now. So, all right. So here are my 2 signatures ready to go in. Oh, isn't that pretty together? I'm so happy with that. And this one here. Oh. Although, maybe I want to go this way. I like that way too. Now, funny, you have a plan and then you change your mind. I like this. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to put some lace on my edges because I love the look of the lace along my edges. And of course, I don't have one of my journals sitting right here. So I've got these different laces that I pulled out here to use. Oh, there's my little in the front. So I'm going to see, and I got rickrack here. I've got crocheted lace. I have other kinds of lace. So I'm going to put her off to the side because I want to see her, because I want to kind of pull out, like, there's yellows here. There's like orangey yellows here. There's a marigold gold color in the background there. Oh, this is elastic. I don't want to put that on. It should be in my elastic bag, but I do love the color. It's all right. I do have some gold here. So what I'm going to do is, the next thing I will do is I'm going to choose some of my colors, and I'm going to put 4 on here, and I'm going to do 4 on here. So let's see here. Can I get that off? Okay, that's great. Can't get this little pin out. Is this an end? This might be the other end. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm gonna cut this. And of course, chose to cut the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Oh. And is a little rusty. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do a piece of this. I definitely want a piece of that. Set this off to the side. I want to do a little rickrack because I love the look of that on my journals. I'm going to put that on one. This off. This here was a wide piece of crocheted lace that I cut down the middle because it was too wide for me. So I'm going to glue a piece of this on because I love that. So there's 3 of those. I think I'm going to put 2 of these on. I'll do both sides. So I've got a couple of those. I'm going to put some of this blue on. I want to do that. I want to put this lighter blue on. I love that as well. Is this long enough? Look at that. I'm going to put a piece of that on. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me see here. Oh my goodness, if I could just count. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 1 more. I'm thinking not that. I don't know. Wonder, should I try this? I didn't really want to use the elastic, but I'm worried it's going to stretch. And my machine's pretty old. And I don't like that yellow. I think I'll just grab another piece of this gold. I think I'll do that. And then call it a day. All right. So the next thing I'm going to want to do is I sew my lace to my edges. And I'm going to pause this and come back after I've done that. Hi everyone, I'm back. I have sewn all my lace on my edges. Here I put 4 pieces in the first signature and 4 pieces in the second signature. So the next thing I'd like to do is to sew my signatures in. I know some people like to embellish first, but I really prefer to put my signatures in afterwards. I like working that way better. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my template. I have lost some paper there. I have a little template that will, this is a little bit wider than my spine. Thought it was going to slide right down inside, but it's just slightly bigger, and that's okay. So I create a template. I make sure that the holes that I have line up all the way down. Just gonna pull that down, and then I'm gonna clip this to this. I do write top on the top because I always want the template in the same direction. This is just a little foam board I have. Every time I poke a hole, it goes through. I can't even tell you where I got it. Might have gotten it at a scrapbooking store. I'm not really sure. This came with a kit that you had little gold stencils, and then you poked your holes into tin, like a tin or a metal, and then you used it in your scrapbooks. So I use that. This is a little awl that I got at Hobby Lobby. It comes from I think it's like the leather making things section, whatever, like you make your wallets and stuff. It's like $4, I think. It wasn't much at all. This awl is a little bit bigger, puts a bigger hole in it, but I like this one better. I feel like I have a little more control with the smaller neck of this. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is got this laid out pretty much how I would like it. Oops, that was too much. Oh, jeepers. Just move this over a little. Yep. So then I'm just gonna take my awl and I'm gonna just poke a hole all the way through. The way I put my signatures in is with a 3-hole pocket stitch. There's that. I go right on through. I won't be able to see all of my holes on this side, so I'll show you what I do. I can see there's 2 there. I can feel, and I can feel them there. So I definitely will need my glasses for that. So these, I can take this off, and I'm gonna do my first signature. Just want to make sure everything is going in the right direction. Actually, you know what I'm going to do with this one? Hold for just a minute. I'm going to sew up this side. I'm going to sew up that side. Just really quick. Just because I find that it'll hold better than using just some glue. And I like just having a little bit of stitching on here. It gives it just some nice dimension, just does something different, something unexpected. So I'm super excited to be working on this journal. I've made one other art journal, which is completely different than this. All right, here we go. That makes me happier. I don't know if you can see. Let me do some inking so you can see here the stitching there and the stitching there. I just went up to the top of the pocket on both sides. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is just make sure all my papers are going the right way, that they're all tucked in, tucked inside, because some are smaller than others. I'm okay that they're different lengths, that they hit at different places. I don't want them all to be, the smaller ones to be on the bottom. I don't want them to be on the top. I like them kind of either up top, down below, or in the middle. And then I've got this guy right in the middle. Okay, so this is looking good. So I'm gonna take my little clamps here. Make sure I have this like that. I'm not going to be able to clamp the one in the middle, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pencil. I need a pencil to mark where I'm going to put my holes. Okay. And for this one, because it's not clipped down, find some glasses here. Let's see exactly where I'm going. You don't want this to move, so I'm going to put this hole in first. Sorry, I hope my big head didn't get in the way. And then I'm going to do these 2 holes here, one there, and then I'm going to do one over here. Oop. And I did move that center one, but that's okay. I already have a hole. So when I get my thread, I'll be able to go right through this one to that one. It'll be exactly where it needs to be. So when you're doing the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, I pull 3 times the height of my signature. I use a large needle. It's just easier. This one's a little smaller than I normally use, but you can use a big one. It's totally okay. I'm gonna take a second to thread that needle. Yay. Maybe I do need a bigger one. Maybe I do need a different one. So yeah, here's this one. This one should thread much easier. Trim my end. There we go. Okay. Yep, and I'm gonna leave a nice long tail. So what I do is I go through my center one first. And go through the center hole. Bring my signature over. And I leave, because I like to hang things off the end, so I'll leave a nice tail on either end once I'm done. So this is my first signature. Go through there. And then, so I'm going to come up to the top. I'm going to come through that hole there. Usually what I like to do is I go through from the front, especially when there's lace. If there's no lace, I can usually see the hole better. So I'm going to put this over, and I see the hole there. Hopefully my big old head didn't get in the way. Oh, of course it's going to be tricky today, right? Because I'm videotaping. Here we go. Let's try this one more time. Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe I'm trying to go at it at the wrong place. Oops. There we go. See where I'm supposed to go. And hopefully I didn't lose this. I did not. Look at that. Okay. So I go down through the middle, up through the top. And now I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom hole. Around. And I'm going to go through the bottom hole there. And then I'm going to go through this one. And then I'm going to come back up through the center. Back up this way, through that one, come up through here, through the hole in the center there. Okay, yep, we're good. Look at that. And then when you come up here, you want to make sure one thread is on one side and one thread is on the other side. And you want to tighten it up. And what I usually do is I'll take my finger to see how taut that is. And that's pretty good because nobody wants a loose signature. So you want to tie a nice little knot here. Oh, and I just broke my string. Oh, that happens. See, I was being overzealous. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna try and grab, let's see, I'm gonna pull here. It's okay. You know, this is why we do what we do. It's okay. So I'm gonna rethread this needle here, and I'm gonna pull it through. See, I was being overzealous. It's I think it is a type of embroidery thread that I'm using, or a needlepoint thread. Definitely something that I'm sure that I got at a thrift store, because I thrift a lot of the things that that I use. Oh my goodness. Of course, this is, oh my goodness gracious. All right, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna pull the whole thing out and we're gonna start again. Yep. Okay. Not a big deal. Sorry guys, but it happens, you know. I remember when I first actually started sewing, and you have to rip things out. That was one of the first things I was taught, that, you know, it doesn't always work the first time. You know, you have to go back sometimes and do it again. So we're just gonna go back and do it again. So, and it'll work out just fine. Through that middle hole, we're gonna go up to the top and come through the top hole. I'm gonna come through the top hole here. And I think I just, yep. I just flipped it over just so I could see what I was doing. And then we're gonna go through, make sure I'm in the frame. We're just gonna go through this here, and I'm gonna catch the other papers. Well, there we go. There we go. It's all good. Okay. Then I'm going to open up my center one. And we're going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to go through this one. And I'm going to come up through the middle. You know, I've done, before I've done this and I've come up on the wrong side, meaning like I've gone down in the first signature hole, but then I've come up in the second signature hole and have had to redo it. There we go. See? Easy peasy, easy peasy. All right, so we're gonna try this again. I won't be as overzealous as I was before. Okay. There we go. A nice tight knot here. Signatures in really well. So the next thing we're gonna do, look at that. Look at that. So signature number 1 is in. Isn't that beautiful? Let me drop to my awl. Get my awl off the floor. Oh, so now I am going to grab my second signature. I'm going to put my clips on it. Make sure that it is in the right order. This is the front. My papers in there the way that I would like them. Yep, these are great. I think I'll move this up a little bit towards the center. I don't want it down too close. Perfect. All right. So then I'm going to put my clips on either side, here and here. I'm going to make sure that's at the top. And I'm going to center this, and then I'm going to make a little mark where I'm going to use my awl. And we'll do that, and then we'll sew this one in. And then I think this will end part 3. So when we come back, we'll be embellishing, adding pockets, adding different types of tags to this. So, and again, this is called a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And thank you for bearing with me with my thread breaking and stuff. Oh, I love this so much. I'm excited. I'm excited to continue on with this and do. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna go through the center, So this is curling. It being in the book closed will help it to stay flat, but we're gonna put some pockets and things on this to help this stay a little bit flatter. So I'm gonna go down through my center hole. And I am going to, I just want to see, just bear with me, I want to see where this is going to come out. And I hit this, you guys, you probably had enough of me already with hitting the arm of my camera, and goodness gracious. Okay, so coming up through the top, so we go down through the middle, up through the top. And now we're gonna go all the way to the bottom. I'm gonna go down through the bottom hole, and then we're gonna come up through the center hole again. Flip it over so I can see where I'm going. Go back. And look at that. And remember that we need some tails because we'll end up putting some dangles on. Yep. Make this tight so we don't, nobody likes a loose signature. Oh, macaroni. I'm gonna try this again because I feel like it's not gonna be tight enough. Usually knot it 3 times. I do a half knot and then a square knot. Okay. It's reaching back into my macrame days, talking about the knots, half knot, square knot. So here we go. Here is our journal put together with our cover, our pockets inside. And now all we have to do is embellish our pages. And if you see, I can show you, it's not too chunky, it's not too thin. So we just used 10 pieces of paper for each one. Folded in half gives us 20 pages per signature. So this is a 40-page journal that now we're gonna add some artwork, we're gonna add some tags. I have some other things I want to add to this. So I'm hoping that this is still going to be part of part 3. See how my video skills are. And if I can blend the 2 videos. But I appreciate you watching today. And thank you for bearing with me, you know, with the wiggly camera and stuff. And I hope you have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. Have a great day.